Hello everyone, this is the second video of the Zustand series, and in the first video we have covered how Zustand will be useful for you and how we going to use it and how it simple as compared to use state and use reducers and the Redux as well. So in this video we will be creating small cart application, and before starting cart application creation I will be solving some doubts you guys have. So you will be having questions like why we should use Zustand as a first place, then what are the use cases of a Zustand over use state and use reducers. So we will be understanding this in a really simple way in using example. So I have example here. So let's understand. You have your application. In the case of Zustand, in the case of use state, you have your app and you have some components inside your app, or you can say as a components and the pages. So let's say you have your page app and you have some it having header, then product, and it having cart, and you define your product data in the app, and you want to access that same product data in cart. In that case you have to drill down your data from app to header, from header to products, and from product to cart. But what if I don't want to share my data to header? I don't want to share product data because header doesn't make any sense to use that data, and I don't want to share that data with header. So how should I solve this problem? So exactly in this case we should use Zustand or any global state management library. uh, Currently Zustand is really popular. There are Redux and other libraries as well, but Zustand is pretty simple and clean to use. So let's see how we can solve this problem. We can create a global store using any library, as I said, and we will be using that store across our application. So meaning of the global store is that when you create any state, you will be having access to that data across your applications, and you don't have to drill down that data from app to header, header to product, and product to cart. So as I already said, there are two libraries, Zustand and Redux, which are popular. Zustand is simple because again there are some advantages of Zustand. You don't have to wrap your application inside store. You don't have to use or create action reducers as you have to create in Redux, and it is pretty simple to create. You just have to create your store, define your methods, and you can use it. But again, questions comes that what to use when, right? So the you should use state when you are using in a single component. You want your state to be in single component only, and if the logic is really complex, in that case you'll be using use reducers, and you want to share data across your application. In that case you should be using Zustand. As I already explained, we will be having a global store, and this store will be having the application will be having stored to that to this global store. So we will be creating small cart application here using Zustand. So I have already defined our store though, so let's go step by step. First of all, you have to define your store, and you will not be having more than one store. Your application should have only one store. Okay, that is a good practice. So inside my root directory I have created a folder called store, and inside store I have created a file called cart, and I have defined my functions and the methods that I want to use with my store. So this is the global store, right? I haven't registered in my application in React, and I haven't wrapped this my app inside the store. Just a clean store, nothing else. So I have defined some types of my item, then the initial state of my cart. Initially it will be having empty array. Then I have defined some functions and their methods, and then their logic, business logic here, like add item, the remove item, update quantity, cleared cart, total items, and total price. So I will be using these functions. If you want to understand this, let's see. For adding item, I will be, first of all, let's understand the persist. The persist means you persisting the data. You are storing data inside your local storage. You don't have to worry about the local storage. It will automatically store your data inside local storage, the persist method. And it is an inbuilt method provided by Zustand, and there is a create method as well to create a store, and it will have your cart state as the initial state. Okay, so the persist means you will be storing your data permanently. Even when you refresh your data, refresh your tab, you will have your data as it is. This is the optional. If you don't want to use persist, you can like ignore it. But in the case of cart, we have to persist the data, right? So whenever I refresh my page, the cart item, the quantity, the total should be there. And if you don't use persist data, and in that case, when you refresh your page, your data will be get lost. Okay, so the persist will have getter and setter method, and the initial state of our cart, as it is, right, it is empty array, and it will have functions, the methods that I want to use to manipulate the items array. So to add items, I will quickly explain this. Add item will have a parameter as item, then it will have a set method, and here I'm checking that whether the item is already added into a cart or not. If it is already added, then I will be increasing the quantity of that item by 1, else I will be just adding that item with the default quantity 1. Then same as the remove will also have a set method. It will take your current state of application, and it will sorry, it will update your items if without your current ID. So it will filter that data whatever ID you send, and it will ignore that item and update the state. Same as a quantity and clear item, and the other method as well. So let's see how we can use this state. It's a simple logic as a functions. These are just simple functions that you have to manipulate this array, and let's see how we can use this. So I have created a some small component called products to show my product, and I have created some dummy products as well. So if you have created a data and a file called products.ts, and have added some products here, basically the dummy products, and I'm importing those products here, and I'm also importing my cart here. So to use the cart, you just have to use callback function to your use cart store. It will have callback functions, one parameter, and it will return your add item functions. So basically I can directly use this function as like add item, and I will pass item here. That's it, and it will add inside your cart. So because let's see from where we are getting this add item, as we have already defined this inside our cart. this is the function that we are using here in this. And then I am currently like mapping all the products, and I have defined one method here on click button event. So whenever I click on add to cart button, I will be calling this function add item, and I will be passing the same data that I have defined inside my cart as the initial state. Then to show this data, we just have to use this, let's say in our root directory of our app. Let's say inside app, this is the root directory. I will be deleting all this stuff. Let's say I will delete this. I will create our own div, and I will be using here products, product list component, and I will end this. And if you see our app here, let me save this. It is taking a lot. I just started my server, that's why maybe it's taking a time.